What up, guys? Yeah, we got another beer review coming at you, and again, sorry I don't have all my regular equipment going, so whatever. I still wanted to get a beer review out for Christmas Eve. And on Christmas Eve, we are doing Labatt Blue Citra. Again, one of those beers that when I got back into Michigan, I'm like, what? I've never seen this before. So I have no idea how long this has been floating around, but this is a Labatt Blue brewed with Citra and Mosaic hops. It is their hoppy session lager. It's 4.7% ABV and 30 IBUs, so lower than your normal IPA. But it might have a nice little oomph from your regular just straight lager. But I'm interested to see how this goes. I was not a fan of the last Labatt Blue that I just had yesterday, so we'll see how this is. But let's crack this open. Ooh, that is nice. Make sure I'm still recording. Yeah, it's definitely a little more robust in the color than your standard Labatt regular lager kind of thing. It's got a nice little color to it. A decent head going. And I mean, tall boy. Oh, and interesting, it is a Labatt Blue out of Canada, but it is a product of the USA. So don't let them charge you domestic or import prices if you buy this. Be like, no, this is domestic. Although if you're in Michigan and I think a lot of border states on the northern end, oftentimes Labatt Blue is listed as a domestic anyways. So whatever. But alright. As the beer, let's get into the review, get into the smell. You do get a bit of that pininess. It is not heavy, as you would expect from the lower IBU. But it's there, not super pronounced though. It's enough to be like, okay, this is a lager, but there's a little bit more going on. So I can enjoy that. I can dig that. A hint of like a pineapple-y grapefruit aroma going with the pine. Again, nothing too pronounced. I mean, it's there, but not like overwhelming. I'm not getting much in the way of a lager aroma. I think the pine kind of masks most of that. So yeah, I'm not getting too much else in way of aroma. Although FYI, I went from Arizona to Michigan. It's like as soon as I got out of the car, you just feel like that cold, like your throat, like, ugh, why did I come back? This instant cold. But my nose isn't really that plugged, so I should still be able to smell this pretty fine. And I'm really just getting like a mild pine, grapefruit, bit of a pineapple kind of rind. Not super juicy, but it's there. But I'm interested to see where this goes, so I will recommend it on aroma. I think it's interesting enough to be like, okay, it's like a lager, but a little more going on. So I'm going to recommend it on aroma. Let's get into the taste. Again, like it's very light. I was expecting it to be a little thicker, a little more bitter. Even though it's only 30 IBUs, I was expecting more of an upfront bitterness. Not much there. You get a dab of that pine. Not much on the pineapple's gone. There might be a subtle hint of that grapefruit, but even then it's a little like, not a lot. You kind of get just base pine over the lager. It is very much a lager still. You get a little bit of that kind of like pot taste right in the back of your mouth. But again, it's not much. Most of the bitterness is up front on the tip of your mouth, and then it's very, not exactly watery, but you don't have a lot of other like flavors going on when it gets to the back of your throat. It's really just piney up front, and then just like watery lager going back. But I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a pretty enjoyable, easy to drink beer. It's one of those things where it's like maybe you're going to the beach and you want something lighter, but you want something with a little more flavor than your standard just Pilsner or your standard lager. I think this could be an okay thing. It's still 4.7%, so it's not setting the world on fire, but there's enough interesting aspects going on with the bitterness to make it a little more flavorful without going over the top, because it's still very easy to drink. But yeah, I like it. I'm picking up a little more of the funk in the back end. And I think you'll get more funk if the beer it's a tall boy. So by the time you get to the bottom part and it's a little warmer, you might get a little more of that kind of funk going on. But I don't think it's that overwhelming. Even if it does warm up, you'll still get a lot of the pine to kind of mask it. I'm not a fan of the funk, but there's really not a lot there. But I do think it'll become more prevalent as it warms up. But I'm going to recommend on taste. I think this would be a nice, enjoyable, warmer weather lager when you want a bit more of like an IPA influence in it. So I'm going to recommend it on that. I'm enjoying this. Let's see if I can. All right, next category is value price. It was very inexpensive. It was like $1.99 for a tall boy. Can't really go wrong with that. It's not an import, but it's still $1.99 tall boy, 4.7%. It's a nice drinker. You don't really need the glass. It's very easy to just crack. It's nice. So I will recommend it on value price. Next category is distinction. How distinct is it? And I guess you gotta really kind of compare it to just other kind of lagers. I have had a couple of Pilsner lager kind of things with a hoppy influence. Firestone Walker has one. I think that's not Union Jack. It's the Pilvo or something like that. Right around those lines. But that one's really good. I don't think this one's quite at that level. The other one might have a bit more hoppiness going on. But I haven't had a ton of the lagers with kind of a hoppiness infusion going on. So I dig it. I like it. I think it's different enough from the other just kind of straight lager that it's like, hey, I want something a little more different, a little different from the regular lager. There you go. This thing works. So I'm going to recommend it on Distinction. It's different enough to be, all right, I can go for that. So yeah, recommend that. Next category is drinkability, and it is very easy to drink. It's 4.7%, which is more than your regular Labatt. I'm guessing I think the regular Labatt's like 4.5. Not completely sure what it is, but 4 to 4.5. Labatt Blue Ice might be like 5. So it's between ice and regular Labatt. But I think this might be easier to drink because it has a little more flavor. It's got a bit more of that hoppiness that it makes it just more enjoyable, in my opinion. So I'm going to recommend it on drinkability. It is very, very easy to drink. So a little bit, but yeah, no, it's Christmas Eve. Why not? Here you go, man. And it's easy to drink. Well, I got some burps going on now. But yes, a good one to have. I don't have much of an aftertaste going, really at all. You get a little bit of that pine. That's about it. Like, you don't have like a funky beer breath. So I think it works. So yeah, absolutely drinkability, yes. And last category is would I buy it again? And I think I would. I haven't seen this in down south. I would assume it should be available because, I mean, InBev does own it now, so it's probably available. I just haven't run into a place that's seen it because we get a lot more of the Mexican beers in Arizona than we do the Canadian beers. Even though this is the United States, I don't know if it says where it's. Oh damn! These stupid silver. Like, I'm trying to see if it said where it was made in the United States. I'd have to guess. Rochester, New York. That's the only location I can see on it. I don't know if it's right, but I just can't read that stupid metallic on metallic. But anyways, I think it's a fair price. I think it's a nice tasting beer. It's easy to drink. You're not setting the world on fire. It's not like mind-blowingly different, but it's the perfect like middle ground of, I don't know, do I want an IPA? Do I want a lager? I don't know. This thing works. It does the job. So I fully intend to buying it again. And hey, this is much better than the last one. The last one I had, the last Labatt Blue, sucked ass. This one does not. So it totally made up for it. So good on you, Labatt. And yeah, I will be getting it again. So that means it got a favorable review on every single point, which means it gets the official Two Dudes stamp of approval. So not a bad way to get a nice beer before the holidays. So we'll see what's in store between Christmas and New Year's. But anyways, that is a review. If you guys have had Labatt Blue Citra, let me know what you think. Are you a fan? Do you like the lager with hop influence kind of thing? Like, is that something you like, or you prefer like, no, stay away, don't touch my lagers? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, so that's review. Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And so for myself and Labatt Blue Citra, Happy Session Lager. Take it easy.